Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's Rocket S54 here, and I got another story for you guys today. Now, this really sucked when it happened to me. Like, this was just so bad, but this is going to be about the time I threw up at the carnival. And this really sucked. Now, there's this carnival that comes to town twice a year, like in a town that's about a half-hour drive from my house. It comes to town twice a year, once in May and then again in September. Like, when it comes in on May, it goes for the Victoria Day weekend, and then in September it comes for the Labor Day weekend. And so, yeah, like, I'm just going to jump right into it. So I was going in for the May, like, when it came in May, that was when I was going. This happened when I was in grade 7, I'm pretty sure. I went, so yeah, I went to the one in May, and like, whenever I go there, I usually always go to the one in May because, like, I usually always go to the one in May, and that would be because, like, I find that the one in May has better rides because they have different rides for each of the times they come, and also, like, the Carnival's rides are kind of, well, like, they're kind of famous because they've actually been featured in some movies. Like, they've been featured in the movies such as This Means War, The Sandlot, and Final Destination 3. Just to name a few. I don't remember. I haven't seen This Means War. I've seen a bit of Final Destination 3, and I did recognize one of the rides was in The Sandlot. I recognized one of the rides was in that movie. Because if you guys remember the scene in The Sandlot where they're at the carnival, like, right at the beginning when it shows, like, that yo-yo thing, that ride was at this carnival. And, so, yeah, like, I went to this carnival. You know, I went to it in May, and it was a good time. Well, no, actually it wasn't. I don't know why the hell I said that. But, like, usually it's a really good time. So, anyway, like, I think this was literally the first ride I went on. I'm not too sure. But, literally, I went on this ride. And it's like this thing where it's, like, these chairs, and it's like these chairs and a table, and it's, like, on, like, this mobile. Like, if you guys know, like, those mobiles in baby cribs. Like, those mobiles in the baby cribs that, like, spin around with, like, the stuff on it. That's basically what it was. It was basically a giant mobile. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but it was basically a giant friggin' mobile that was, like, on the ground. It's like, you know, it would, like, go up and spin around in the air while the thing you're sitting in spins as well. And you can spin like this, the table, like, can spin so that, like, it can turn so that you can make it spin more. So I get onto this ride. Now, I felt really shitty about, like that this happened to me, but I also felt, like, really shitty, like, because of, like, something that happened. Well, it didn't happen to my mom, but, like, I also, like, felt pretty bad for my mom too, but more on that later. So like, we bought, like, this bracelet, like, this wristband, and this wristband's really awesome. Like, you can have, like, once you buy it, it's, like, between $35 to $42 depending on the day you go, and it gives you, like, it basically gives you, like, a free pass to go on any ride you want, any amount of rides you want. Like you can go on as many rides as you want, however many times on each ride that you want to, and pretty much go on any ride you want unless you, like, you know, as long as you meet the height restriction. But, like, it would, like, you can go on an unlimited amount of rides just as long as it's on that day. Like, even if you tried using your bracelet you got that day the next day, they use a different colored bracelet for every day. And yeah, so, like, I got this bracelet, and there was only, like, two good things that came out of this story. One was that the bracelet was a different color than what I usually get, because I usually get, like, a bluish green color when I go to this carnival, and this bracelet I got this time was light blue, and so, you know, I really liked having a different color on my wrist. So that was the one good thing that came out of it, and the only other good thing that came out of it was I ended up getting some fresh squeezed lemonade from a place there, from the like a kiosk there, which was really good. So yeah, I'll just jump right into it. So I get on this ride, and there's, like, 4 chairs, and there weren't too many people. I think it was just me and the people that were on the ride, the same one as me. Now, I like now like it was me and two other people. It was this really old guy. Well, he wasn't really old, but he was definitely in his 60s or 70s. It was this old guy and his granddaughter. Now, this girl was probably I'm guessing she was like 7 or something. Like I was like 6 or 7 years old, like 5, 6 or 7. Like she was no older than 8, no younger than 4. But if I had to take a guess how old she was, I would say between the ages of 5 and 7. Because she was pretty young. She was way younger than me. I think I was 13 at the time. And so yeah, this is where the what starts. So like we get on, and I get on with the old guy and his granddaughter, or like his grandniece or something. It could have been his grandniece. I don't know. Just think that she was his granddaughter. So, and then like the spinning table, that like the turning table that makes it like spin faster. The old guy said to me, "Hey, do you mind if I spin the table?" And I said, "Knock yourself out. Go right ahead." And he's like, "Okay." And he said, "By the way, if you need me to stop it, just let me know." And I was like, "Okay." So he starts spinning, and I expected him to spin it for like 10, 20 seconds. This little dickhead, well, this old dickhead wouldn't stop turning it. Like literally, he never took a break. He just kept turning it and turning it for like the entire time the ride was going. I'm not exaggerating. Like literally, he probably took like a break for like 5 seconds every minute. Like every minute that the ride was going, like he'd spin it for 1 minute straight, take a 5-second break, and then spin it again, take a 5-second break, start spinning it again. I'm not even kidding. And like, I kind of started feeling like I kind of started feeling nauseous when I was on the ride, but stupid 13-year-old me did not speak up. And I really should have, and I really regret not speaking up. And so, like, I start feeling a bit nauseous, and then the ride finally ends, and then I'm like, okay, I get off, and then I started not feeling good, and I said, Mom, I don't feel good. And my mom's like, you think it was from the ride? And I was like, yeah. And then my mom's like, okay, we'll go in the bathroom in there if you need to throw up. And I threw up, and then I expected everything to be better. Boy, was I wrong. Like, I started feeling sick again, so I was like, I think I need to throw up again, and my mom's like, okay. Go in the bathroom, and so I did, and my mom said, splash some cold water in your face. When the water was on my face, I was feeling fine, but then when it wasn't, I was still feeling, like, really sick. And, like, honestly, like, this was, like, I hated when this happened so much. And, like, and then, like, after the second time, my mom's like, do you think we need to go home? And I'm like, I think so. And this was really disappointing. This was literally the first ride I went on, and I felt sick. No, like, I've been to this carnival before, of course, but like this time, this was the first ride I went on as soon as I got there. Now, seriously, like, and then, like, I said to my mom, I was like, well, before we leave, could I get some fresh squeezed lemonade from that stand over there? Because I told you the lemonade would come into play later. And my mom said, okay, how much is it? And I'm like, $5. Now, you probably think that's a bit of a ripoff, but it was a pretty big cup. Like, I actually still have because it was like a collectible cup. I actually still have the cup to this day. I don't know exactly where it is. I think it's in my kitchen, but I'm pretty sure I still have the cup to this day in my kitchen, I think. And so, like, it was a pretty big cup, and it was like a $5 for it, but it was very good lemonade. And so my mom gives me the money, and I go stand in line, and I start feeling sick again. And I'm like, Mom, I can't stand in that line because it was really hot out. Keep in mind, it's May. It was really hot out, and it was kind of a long line, so my mom said, do you want me to go get it? And I'm like, yes. And so my mom got me the lemonade and a bottle of water from the stand, too. And, like, I tried putting my head down. That didn't work. In fact, like, one time when we were doing, like, this run around this pond last year in my gym class, I started feeling a bit sick, and then I just, like, put my hands on my knees and put my head down. My mom said that actually, like, when I got home and I told her about that time, my mom said that actually helps because, like, the blood flow goes down to your brain, and it can, like, help you not feel sick anymore. And I ended up feeling, like, great after, like, 30 seconds of doing that when I went on that run, but that was a year after that happened, like, after this happened. So then My mom said, "All right, you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was really disappointed. And then, like, honestly, if for some crazy reason this old fart is watching this, yeah, you heard me. Like, yeah, you know, like, dude, you are honestly the biggest dick bag ever. Like, honestly, since I'm on guys, since I'm on YouTube and I have family members that watch my videos, like, honestly, I could go into a full-on curse rant, but I'm not going to, since I have family members that watch my videos. And if they see this, then they'll probably wonder how I even know some of these words, or if I know that they even exist. But, like, this guy is just such a freaking douchebag. Like, honestly, this guy was the biggest dick cushion I've ever seen in my life. This guy was just such a dick. And in fact, when I was leaving, we actually saw that old guy, smoking a cigarette, like, outside the carnival, because, you know, you can't smoke in the carnival. He was smoking outside of it. And my mom actually told me, she said that she almost felt like going up to the guy and saying, "I hope that little girl that was with you feels sick as well." Because, like, my mom was, like, really pissed. And here's the reason why I felt bad for my mom. Like, these bracelets cost between, like, $35 and $42. And literally my mom pretty much just wasted, like, $35 on something I only used once. And I could only go on one ride. But anyway, guys, that's it for this story. Subscribe for more content. And whenever throwing up, say no to drugs.